Oh, okay.
I like that. Like I would worry like someone like Kwai-Chuk loves to come in the kitchen to see what's going on, and if we just say cook soup to him all the time, he thinks that's what's to eat. Thank you so much.
So this is just describing the actions that you're doing. You're not exactly the verbs is what you're doing. What you're doing is an action. So if you're in the action of cooking and someone asks what you're doing, you could just say cook soup. But if you want to be very specific, you can say oh cook soup chud. And then going down to the next part here, again, I'll mark out the option here. O ichwid chud, o ichwid chud, ichwid chud. O ichwid chud. So most common mispronunciations is that they are saying it with a K when it is not a K. It's down here, back of your throat. Chud. It's not a standard K. It's not ichwid chud. It's ichwid chud. So that's just the standard variant. That's just I'm wiping, I'm cleaning. If you're taking a piece of napkin, you can like wipe the table down. Oh, chud. You could also chud at the khad. I'm wiping my face, right? Just mouth? My mouth. I'm wiping my mouth. Right. Or you can just say chud, right? Or just say depending on how much information you want there. Because this is defined as the users. Aos.
Yeah, face.
Yeah, aos. Or chud at the aos. I'm wiping my face. And then that's just all actions of cleaning, of wiping, of anything.
Thursday, so I figured I could speak.
And the other action that we commonly use in the kitchen, and it's not just the kitchen, but it is primarily kitchen. Ooh, but quad chud.
Oh, but quad chud.
Oh, but quad chud. So but quad chud.
But quad chud.
Mm-hmm. So you're stirring coffee, you're stirring honey and tea, you're stirring your soup, you're stirring your noodles, anything that you're stirring, right? You can stir a lot of things in a pot or a pan or something, right? And this one is particularly washing dishes. It's more than just quid. It's oots og wolch chud. Oots og wolch chud. Oots og wolch chud. Wolch chud. Oots og wolch chud. It primarily you're washing your dishes, right? When you're saying this one. And then this is just with your action of your washing your dishes. Oots og chud, oots og chud, oots og chud, right? Just try to do the action and say it at the same time. It helps with the people who have learning abilities that they can learn while they're doing it. It just helps out a lot by doing it this way. And then anytime you want to pick something up, like I said in a couple of the other ones before, quadded, quadded chud t suplel. So all of this is option. This is optional, depending on what you quadad, quadded, quadad. Either way is fine. That they're both lushootseed. Quadded, I believe they use in southern lushootseed, right?
I think so.
Yeah, southern lushootseed is definitely quadded. Quadad is our northern dialect here. So it's very simple from flipping that to a quadad, T suplel dolithed, anything T really. I don't know why this part's here. It should be, but and then again that's all optional. Even the T is optional. T in this tense, it is the word the. I am taking the bread. I am taking the pot, right? In this tense. So
I am grabbing the sandwich.
I'm grabbing the sandwich.
Are you squishing?
So those are optionals to say. You can just say quitted, or just quitted, right? You can just say quitted, and they don't know what you took. You just say, "Oh, quitted, chud." I mean, you don't know what I took, but I took it, right? Yeah, that's the options there that you have for that part. So that part can change out a lot. You can play with it as much as you want. A lot of it is with T, without T. More information, the better. You could just say quitted, chud, suplel without even using the T. The T would be kind of context. It all based on context because the context of our language on what we're speaking in context. So if you pick something up, right, you can always put something down. So obuchish chud t suplel. In this case, ubuchish chud t
Budget. Oh, budget, just support.
obuchish chud t suplel. Obuchish chud t suplal. Suplel. Again, what we're also emphasizing is that the suplel and suplal could get used. Either one's fine. This I heard suplal here, but I also did hear suplel. So at that point in time, I don't know which one would be more accurate to say which one's used, but it can be suplel, suplal.
What should cheese?
And what I'm saying is that the lushootseed is more of a mimicative language. We didn't actually create words to say or per se. There was a lot of things that we mimicked, and you're really not going to say anything wrong in the language because you can't say something's wrong if it's a mimic of the language. All right, so try not to say everything correctly the first time and other things like that. Forgive yourself so that you can keep moving on in the language. This is another reason why if you take like some butter and you stick it on a pan, when you hear the pan, you just listen to the pan. You'll hear well while it's boiling on the pan. So you're when we're using that, we're actually using that to frying something. So o tsichid chud. O tsichid chud. The best thing to do is get a hot pan and put some butter on it, and then you'll start hearing the tsichid while it's melting. Butter, lard, fat. You just stick that in a frying pan and you'll hear that. You'll hear the words from that. Tsichid.
Frying egg, because eggs make lots of noise.
Oh yeah. Or you fry an egg. Yeah, put an egg down there with a little bit of butter. You'll hear the tsichid in while you're frying. And then lushootseed chud. Lushootseed chud. Better?
Yes.
Okay. Lushootseed chud. Now, if you're trying to say this like you're doing it over and over again, you would say lushootseed chud, and then you would just go speech. 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 And then you'll repeat this until you're done cutting, whatever you're cutting. Speech, 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 speech. You don't actually have to say lushootseed chud every time. All right. But it's good to say it once just to practice this out. So you say this one first. And then after you do your initial cut, then go ahead and say speech, 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 speech. Yep. Yes. Or if you just want to say lushootseed chud over and over and over again, you can if you want to. I'm not going to fight you on that one. It's just this is how it would have been repetitive. This is just to repeat yourself over and over and over again. Or multiply. This is how you multiply things or repeat yourself. And primarily nothing more than 3 times is written. And then after it gets written here, they would put those goofy what are those ones called again? Those things that keep going on and on and on. The infinite loop, anyway, until you're done with your sentence. I'm just totally spacing what that punctuation is called. Oh. If you know English, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe down at the bottom and tell me what that part is, what this part down here is.
etc.
Either 3 or 4 dots for that spot. If you know what that means, go ahead and tell me, because I would like to know, because I totally spaced that out.
I think it's etc. etc. I think that's how you spell it. Etc.
Pardon?
Trying to find it here. I think yeah, it's etc. I think that's what the word is. Etc. 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 Those dots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's etc. 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 That means more and more and more the same.
So we're just going over language verbs that are in the kitchen. We'll run this through and then we'll kind of take turns. And I will print this out for you guys to take home with you.
You gonna send this to us?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So chud basically translates to I, but T translates to the.
In this form. T is one of those things that is the, at, those middle weird words that we use in English. Preposition words.
Okay.
And you can see here that even T is not used in some of these versus T is also used in some of them. And as you can see, T in this instance is the or the. What?
We are
We
Today we're just going over the verbs in the kitchen. If you want this doc, I can email it to you as well. We just got to Okwash Chud T Kupi, and I was just going over the preposition word in T, which is kind of the, as for the preposition of Kupi. For coffee. And what we learned with the Multilingual Institute this year is that the O prefix, and then it can be used by itself. So quash, you can just use the word quash to just by itself, but only in context that when you're speaking of what you're doing.
Pour.
Yeah, just pour. Pouring. So depending on the context on whether if you want to have a very short saying of what you're pouring, and you're just focusing on what you're doing, and you just say pouring, right? You can just say quash and it will be an okay saying. More information, which would be the O, which is the prefix for important information to follow. The following information is quash, quashad, chud, and then me, T, the kupi, right? Yes. And the best thing to do is just do the action along with when you're saying Okwashed chud tikupi, right? It kind of has a little doing the action helps. Roof's getting loud. That is the last one. So I'm baking, barbecuing and roasting, all around the same thing. Okwald chud. Okwald chud. Okwald chud. Okwald chud. Oh, quash. Oh, quash ud chud tikupi.
Oh, you're on.
Yeah, I'm down here in Okwald chud. Yeah, okay. I'll go.
Would there be a different definition for popovers compared to muffins? Or cupcakes?
I think that's primarily all baking, right?
Yeah.
Baking, roasting, barbecuing, and then just straight up cooking outside of frying, because frying is its own word.
But you would say you barbecuing fish. You would say the same on baking popovers.
Well, yeah, Sepuldo if it would switch out for whatever fish that you're baking or cooking or barbecuing.
Yeah, but you never make a popover into a sandwich.
It could be Sepul. I mean, I don't know what the different variants of on that part of it. Because all it does say in the dictionary is Sepul for bread, flour, the other thing. It doesn't say what state of bread or what kind of bread there is. There is a bunch of different types of bread. There's a rye bread, there's a popover, there's a bunch of different breads. Do you remember, is there any other words for bread or different types of bread? Angela?
I think I ran across something, and since I don't use it, I can't remember. But I think there's something.
There's some.
I can't say like numerous different amount. So like for me, our new bread, a soplo, fry bread, but that's something that I decided to just call it. But I think I ran across it in the dictionary.
That helps. More than just suppel dolitha anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, sandwich, yeah.
All right, are we good with this one? Do we want to move over to our conversational spot? Or do you want to go over more of this? Do you have any other, you want to go over this one more time, or would you like to go over the conversation?
Go to the conversation.
Conversation time.
Ah,
Yeah, Stephanie said.
hey. You made it.
All right, so we're just gonna do one of the basic conversations at the get-go. We'll work our way into, hopefully we can get into the advanced language stuff. Chad quads oh altia sachel.
Chad quad o altia sothel.
So chad is the word for where in this part, where there's where, who, stab, chad, and guat, right? And what? So stab is what, chad is where, guat is who. And this part will change depending on what you're asking questions. Qui is the actual saying, but because it is in these brackets here, the I is not spoken. So qui is not spoken, it's just quads. So they put these two together. Quads. Odd is your odd. S is the nominalizer. So what the nominalizer does, it adds these three words together and makes it one thing, which is the state of not knowing you're doing, right?
Okay. Chad quads oh antias lahel.
And the root part that is said is oh, and it's kind of known that oh is coming because of chad, because chad is not guat or stab. It is oh. Oh is go. And we could potentially end the first part of the conversation there, but to add more information for people to know what you're talking about. Because if I just said post chad quads oh, right? She then could respond to what she did last year, what she did yesterday, what she will do tomorrow. The information you get back is the information that you're going to ask the question. So if you really want to be specific, you add the altia sachel so that the person responding back doesn't go ridiculously far back in the past and then work their way up to now or into the future, because there's There's future tenses and stuff that we can even get into this if we really, really want to.
So the T doesn't translate to the.
No, in this instant, well, tia would be this particular slachel, this particular day.
Is there a specific way to pronounce T to better understand whether it is the or this? Or does it have to do with all the other words surrounding T that make T what it, if it's this or the?
From my understanding, it depends on what's before and after the word. So in this case, slachel and then all kind of give it the what it is going to be.
Mhm.
So I think they did. It is a preposition preposition word, and what that means is that it's of, on, at, this, that.
Well, this is Tia, but of is all,
Yeah.
on, or at.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. So this goes into where did you go today? And to respond, normally you'll see oh here. You'll see oh here. And then later on down in the response, you'll also see oh and the first part. Oh, chud, twalty. Right?
School.
Cool.
Follow.
So oh, chud, twalty. It could also be tia. Oh, chud, twaltia, school. And this is how you spell school. It's SKUL. This weird English word here that people say what school is the SHOOL. That spells shul.
Sure.
Shul. Not school. School. Not funny? Okay. My English teachers got it wrong. This is how you spell school.
Yeah.
I kid, of course. Halalt is actually the other word that is known for school. Halalt.
Somebody should break it down to follow, because then that could, like the mail post office.
It's supposed to be all.
Yeah. Follow.
All right. That's new.
Low.
Oh, lol.
That one's new for me.
Halal. All right, so this would probably be a SSIT specific if it's brand new. And then we'll go into and add halal because it was also said halal.
Is that the one that Zeke knows is the hollow.
Yeah, halal is the normal pronunciation that is. Zeke's been using it for northern and southern lushootseed. So the standard would be halalt, and then I guess Soxalatl has a variant is a halalalt. But Mary Jack, which is one of our old tribal members, said that if you're going to use school, then just say school. And then because halalt is a place of work, that is your post office, that is like Kinko's or other things where monetary is getting replaced with paper, or you're buying stuff for paper, some kind of work with paper, right? Is what halalt is used for. All right. Then chud twal t. So as you have noticed, or if didn't notice, chud twal t, right? In this first part, the chud twal t is to build up. You're building a story, you're building something up, you're continuing going on.
That's, we go to school and then we go to the prairie.
Yeah, we go to the school and then we're going to the prairie, and then we're going to the store, and then we're going to the gas station, and then we're going home, and then that's what does in this. So if you're having a conversation and you want to continue that up and you're just going to continue that, you'll also see this in some of our domains or language activities. I brushed my teeth and then I grabbed the faucet. I turned on the faucet, and then that's part of the It's where it kind of builds each other and starts off with that story. And this is the picture of Sauk Prairie. This is what has been known to be Bak Up.
We're not pronouncing the buckle too stringently because there's no marks around it. Right?
Yes.
So it's just buckle.
Yes. When I read it, it didn't have any strictures on the ub or ba ub. It's just buckwub. And then this is just to show you can have it without the off. Again, more information is better. Sometimes it's good to have the off there, but sometimes it's also good not to have the off there.
We're not building from this point, right?
Yeah.
12 feet. Okay.
Now, these are not there. These just help me say it. This is how it's actually written for the ones that are writing it. Zalcade, although Zalcade. That is this little town of Darrington, or also known as Zalcade. The portage. So the river flows around here, and then there's another river that flows this way. This is the portage spot where you'd bring your canoes across. to get to from the one river to the other river. And you can add off there if you're building your story, or if you just started from this point.
Maybe after this class, I'll be able to finish my story.
So this is a very unique word to Soxwaddle. I'm not gonna say it's just Soxwaddle that uses it. We've been using it for a while now. If you don't know this Olympic Theater is in downtown Arlington. It's been there since like the 1900s. It used to be a building or a church of some kind, then got renovated into a movie theater. It's just been known to be downtown, right? And down below. So we incorporated off cha 12t shakabats, or Mary Jack did say it was kaphabats. So either way is fine. It is all still technically down below, right? Down below is anything downriver from Soxhawk or Darrington, is what the common people used for down below in this region. I would say if you were to use this, it would be Renton or anything down below from North Bend. North Bend? Yeah. Culture resources. Yes. We will. I think so.
Oh, yeah, I am.
So that first one, it says shuck. Shuck means up.
I'll be there at 4:30.
Yes.
Yeah. Bye.
I was told that this is everything from the up down, and this was what it was said to me to use. And KB is Catherine Brown and MJ is Mary Jack. I'm just going to use it this way because this is the way I was taught. I'm not going to say this is the way. I'm just going to say this is a way that our elders used it, and I don't know. I kind of get the idea on shuck being up, and then I don't know what abats is.
It's like
It's under the shelf. That's what I was
beside
saying.
them.
It's under there's a shelf, and then there's the place above the shelf. It's on the bottom side of the shelf. That's the literal translation. That's what Mom said. That's what she told me.
Okay. So we're just gonna use it.
We've been using it.
It's been used. It's just going to continue to get used. I don't know. And then here's another cultural appropriation, right? Flute. The word flute is mean to slurp. Flute alt is the slurpy house. Ochcha 12t flute alt. We're also using it for the word slurpees or ices. That is definitely the word we appropriated for the language. This is an actual story. We're down at University of Oregon. I kept on saying, he kept on asking me where did I go after lunch, and he got tired. And he was like, "There is a word for slurp," and Dr. Zeke came back with shoot. And he said, we'll call 7-Eleven shoot alt from now on. I was like, okay. So this is one of those words that we decided to appropriate in the language just because we went to it that often.
go to another meeting at 4:30.
Okay.
Oh, I'll see you guys in
Oi,
class. I have to go to a meeting.
lushootseed, Chad.
Nice to see you. Hoi.
Wait,
Now, this one also is a bathroom. Uchcha twalti guadilalt. Uchcha twalti salt. And then what was also used up here by my grandma, because I asked what the word for the bathroom would be, and she said it would be alal, right? Alal. And I know this one means one of those outhouses that's outside and one of those outhouses, but she did say this is what would used up here.
up into the river, I'll try to make some bad little house.
Yeah. Also means bad little house.
Oh, my. Wait. Sorry.
Sa alt.
Oh.
So the word for sa is also bad. So it means bad. Sa. And then alt, house, bad house.
Okay, and, oh. Bathroom.
These are all the 3 different known ways that bathroom is used.
Badly. Very bad.
So this is the generic term. This is for all stores. Uchcha twalti hoyubalt. Right. This is for all the stores. This is a Hoyubalt Target, Hoyubalt Walmart, Hoyubalt Fred Meyer's, Hoyubalt Cabela's. Right. It's just a generic word for store.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to say that again.
Uchcha twalti hoyubalt.
Oh,
Chad twalti.
oh.
Oh, Chad.
One more time.
Hoyubalt.
Hoyable. Wow, it's such a long word for such a small saying. Hoyable. Hoyable. I went to the store.
And again, forgive yourself. Don't emphasize trying to say it correctly the entire time. We will eventually correct this habit. I'm going to bring this story up again. I had a student of mine. They would say quiots, right? With a Q, quiots. And I would try to correct the person and they would keep saying quiots and I would be saying weots. And then I would have to, and then when I wrote it out for him finally, and he said, "Is this the part that sounds like a Q?" And I was like, "No, that's a weots." And so this person was like, "Oh my God, I've been saying it wrong for an entire year." But the part is that the people responded back to him. The people responded back to the person so that they kind of knew and understood what was being said, and eventually they corrected their habit to saying it right. So again, let's not focus in on the negative. Let's keep using it and focusing on the positive. We're using the language. Yes. Right?
Yeah.
And another appropriated word, kerosene, caliseed, alt. This is for all gas stations. Uchcha twalti caliseed alt.
Ochutati kalasida.
Yes.
Ochutati kalasida.
So this means gas. This also means kerosene. This also could be used as motor oil. The combustion oil, not vegetable oil, that's something different.
You weren't here last year when I asked Katie, was like, so can we use this word for flatulence maybe? Katie was laughing and she actually got me the translation to fart.
There's a different word for gas. That kind of gas. And then just so you know, it's not all alt. Sometimes it is the room of. In this case, cook suit Ali is the room of
Yeah.
instead of alt. So this is where the difference is between the other ones. Is Ali is just the room of in a building.
Yeah, all, it's like the whole structure.
Yes.
Ochutati
Oh my gosh.
And again, these dashes are not supposed to be there. I use those to kind of separate the words for myself and my pronunciation, how I pronunciate it. You don't have to copy that part, but it helps me. So in other forms.
Venture into James's brain.
Yes, venture into James's brain. Ocha 12T Eltbeed. Eltbeed. This is by mode of transportation, car. You could also use this as a plane, a bus, a train, a boat. Not a canoe because that's a different type of transportation.
Ochutati yogi. Yogi.
Eltbeed.
Yogi.
And again, it's written this way. You'll find it this way. This is just, again, how I pronunciate it.
It took me like 7 pages to realize that the only word that's different other than the oo, or chud, or t is the part on the bottom where it says CISRD. So I was like very fast as I could trying to catch up. I was like, what's going on here? The actual word on the bottom is the difference. Each one on the top says oo, off chud, 12T. Last time I was in the classes, I was just trying to write so fast, like for a word, a CISID, I would actually forget to write what the translation is, which is office, right?
Yeah.
So all of my notes from the last quarter or whatever is all lushootseed. There's no English in it. Like, what did I write?
Oh no. I'm sorry. This one's CIU Sadi, your office space. Us adult.
Oh.
All right, the all important spot.
No, that says something different. La, u, chatwalti.
Yes, la oh chud twal t kupi alt. So la oh is meaning that you would be doing it habitually every day. Something done every day. And it doesn't have to be put there. You don't have to put the la there. La is just more information. If you don't go to the coffee stand every day, you can just say oh chud twal t kupi alt. So there's prefixes and suffixes that you can add there. La oh ah chud twal t kupi alt. I habitually went to the coffee stand, right? And then I went somewhere else.
Could be all.
And the alt would translate into shop. Alt.
Yeah, shop or house of.
Oh,
I almost put pancakes in my notes. House of pancakes. No.
So or chud twal t la haidu adi.
the hide.
And then a variant would be northern dialect. I do have to say that this ill might be ill. Chawat ill adi is how I'm hearing it. I have not been corrected yet, and I'm kind of worried and concerned. So ill is not also put there because it could be chawat adi. I am not sure. All right. And I tried looking this part up. It does come up with chawat. But I keep on hearing chawat il adi, and I don't know if that's just in my head. And I believe that is it.
Yay!
Yay! And that just goes over the sentence structures on how we're going to break down. All right. So as far as this is going to be, I guess we're going to practice with what we just have here for tomorrow and maybe the rest of this week. And we're going to go over the actions on what we're doing in the kitchen. Also more going over that. We might add another conversation or a newer domain if we get a chance. Any comments, concerns, questions?
Nope.
Wait.
All right, I'm going to turn off the
Or-
recording.
Okay.